What is going on, YouTube? This is your boy Lego One Half Endure, and I'm sorry for the late start. It's supposed to be 8 o'clock. I have outages, internet outages, and stuff going on, and I'll say this to anybody. Like I said, it's one of the reasons I do not want always online games. Even though I live in a place where internet is, it's part of the main city, capital of North Carolina. Really, you get power, no problem. Everything is going straight, but we get outages, and I just spent about 2 hours talking into Time Warner network about internet and what's going on and seeing. So far it's been steady. If it drops out, I'll just continue the conversation to our next podcast because they're gonna send somebody out Saturday to check the equipment and also the connection down outside because I have there is a cable box connector on my property, so they're gonna check to see if that's good or any of the connectors are not rusted or whatever. So with that said, yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't want always online game. Sorry, that's one of the reasons because this is ridiculous. You know, you pay for that much, but if something like the connectors got corroded or whatever, it's all right. But if everything is linked up perfectly and just outages, it just frequently back and forth, yeah, that's something you pay for it. I have the problem. I have a problem with that. So with that said, I'm gonna be a little flustered, but I do want to talk about the gaming community now. I'll say this here. I'm gonna talk about. I'm bring up people in circles that I am and big YouTubers, and also just talk. Like I say, it's not a rant. It's something where the YouTube gaming community is to a degree poison. There are many great channels in this gaming community. Many great channels. You have fun, enjoy it. You listen to the games, of course, you play the game. You see people let's plays and stuff like that. Not my cup of tea, but again, just because it's not my cup of tea, it might be a other cup of tea because other people make millions of dollars off of that. PewDiePie being the topic of that, and he's gonna be. I'm gonna bring up something about PewDiePie and other people like that. But in this age of the internet, we have a lot of people who are becoming entitled, very entitled. Seventh generation brought the entitlement in it, and then it became kind of a cancer on the gaming community. Now, I am not super fully exposed to this because I do not have a Twitter channel, a Twitch channel, one, a Twitter page, two, Snapchat, none of that stuff. I do have, like I said again, I have a Facebook for my company and for my company and for my personal use. But nah, nah. Other than that, that's as much as far as I go in more social media. I don't even post on Meverse. But again, people out there do enjoy it. So again, I'll say this: I hope they really get it back. So let's see. Hopefully, I get my composure back, and I could go fluidly with what I'm talking about because I had a lot of stuff on my mind, but this just threw a whole wrench in my thoughts. So this is basically off the top of my head, randomized. I apologize if it sounds like I'm just babbling. It's like I said, came home and I've been working on the computer from working on the internet from since 5 this afternoon until just a couple of minutes ago. Coming off the phone with internet. So, what up, Andre? So with that said, let's get into some video. Like I say, I'm gonna talk about channels. Some are close in my circle, some are not. But I'll say this: I gotta give a clap. I really do. I'm I'm open minded, and that's why I'm being objective. I went and checked out, and I have to say, I enjoyed I enjoyed watching um Angry Joe's review of Legend of Zelda. Even though it's gonna get strike, of course, but it wasn't laugh out funny, but it had a couple chuckles, and I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. I do understand you put in a process, you put in your work into there, but you still, just like again, if I took your footage and do the exact same thing, you would not be happy. So to that regard, I'll say that. But I have to say, I did watch his channel, watch that review, and again, I got a couple chuckles out of it. Nothing wrong with that. And to Joe, like I said, when we talked a while back, but you again, you would never recognize me because I'm a small YouTube channel. One and two, again, out of all the people you talk to on the internet, yeah, I know you're gonna. I said before, that's what you should have done. Take the hit. You take the hit. You bring as a business person, you're not gonna get everybody in, but if you could give them a freebie and then bring people in, because the and bring people in to listen to the rest of the videos you have, then you make way more money. You really would. So take the initial hit and do that, or become one of the Nintendo partnership programs and do that. You have two options to do that because that's what you have to do. Because again, when I sell music on Amazon, iTunes, and all that stuff, just like YouTube, they take 30% cut and I get 70% back. And that's what Nintendo is trying to do for people like that. Of course, you take in the 70 basically they're taking the 70% cut from what YouTube takes off of it, of course, and it's break down that. So you get a little smaller percentage than what I just explained, but it's better than zero. Another thing people need to understand is, and I got to give shout outs to Brony Takashi about this, and also seen the post that Andre you put up and stuff like that. We got to remember, it's the YouTube bots that does most of the damage in this whole thing. It's not Nintendo, it's not Sony, not many things. They do have claims, don't get me wrong, but and Capcom, because I have stuff with Capcom, and like I said, I have stuff that's been claimed by others. I have videos because it don't make no sense to have videos that have full footage of Nintendo, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, all that stuff. Don't get claimed at all. Music is in there, so it's not even. It's they don't have music in there. Music, everything in it. Don't get claimed at all. And they got some that does get claimed. Is the bots. The algorithm that YouTube set is too aggressive in most cases, and is basically antiquated. It doesn't do the job right. It's just go up there, search. Oh, bam, 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 bam. Cause remember, you also gotta understand what you put in your tags to upload your video. That also hits the bots as well. As somebody, I was asking more questions about how it works, and my brother, who is like I said, he's a real techie. Way, I'm a dabbler. Let me put it this way: I know how to build a PC. I'm sorry, I know how to build a PC. Basically, he told me how, he teach me how to build PCs. He taught me how to build PCs. If I could share a camera right now, which I have like three PCs right now. My main rig is basically not apart, but the one that the side is off because I was trying to figure out what the heck's going on with the motherboard because I'm not getting the speed I was supposed to get, and I'm figuring out what's going on with that. The new one that I just got, I just built up, which is like $375. Has all this, but it's still very powerful. Just have that set up for the first time, and everything's working good. And I can link into my office to do my AutoCAD and everything. That's what I bought it for. And then one of the old ones that had all the stuff, I have to gut that out and take the HD, the hard drive, and put it in the one of the videos I did a review on the X, what it's called, the Sadat um hard drive expansion. I think that's what it is. You just basically turn a hard drive into a USB port, connect basically like an external USB. You just hook it up, and you could just download everything out of there, which is pretty cool. Even if the drive has a OS on it, it still does it. Because in the past, it used to be conflicting. The computer BIOS used to try to figure out what's going on, but this right here, it doesn't. I have put it on there SD, the original, regular 7200 drives, and of course solid slate, and they have the OS on it. He has OS 8 and everything on it, and 7 too. And I plugged it in, and it just acts as his hard drive. It's an external hard drive. So I download stuff. So I told people it's like $20 at Amazon. Like I said, if you ever have a problem with trying to download stuff or your computer ever crash, whatever, I have it on the channel. Don't get me wrong, but let me get the box. And let me see if I want to read it right. The Sabarnet, the Sabarnet hard drive flat docking station. It's a USB 3.0, and it can connect with 2.5 or 3.5 SATA hard drive in any with hard drive, and it's basically a plug and play PC Mac. It's, like I said, $20, and there's an upgrade like 24 for the fan if you want to keep things cool. It's pretty cool, and it's, to me, it was worth the money. It was really worth the money. So let me see, everybody is jumping in the chat now. What up, Grim? What up, Metal Mint, Terrell 83, and Psyche Cooper? So, but get back on the topic. Like I said, Angry Joe. Like I said, I have to admit that was a good review. Again, you enjoyed it, you had fun with it. That's cool. And to see that you just like the same thing with the 1-2 switch, you were having fun, but you said don't buy it. And I have nothing against that too. Like that's what game is supposed to be all about. Sorry, but okay. So, but bring people in, give them the freebie, give them the incentive, the 9.0 to get them in to buy in their car lot, or the free drinks or something to get them in, and then let them buy other stuff. I think if you do that, take the hit, you will make way more money than you really think you should, or again, be a part of Nintendo's program. But again, that could be an ego thing. Now, with that said, it goes towards something that Graham brought up, and I looked into it, into with the Jim Sterling thing. Now, I listened to some of his videos about his Twitch and stuff on it, and read his reviews about the Zelda Breath of the Wild and thing. Again, it's his opinion. I'm not arguing that. And I will say this: for people giving the man death threats, that's some bull crap, man. And y'all need to stop that. What is up? Don't do that, man. That's the part again of YouTube's going to be crazy. You're threatening the people because of their reviews, whatever. That's crazy. If that's the man's opinion, leave it at me. Now, I will say it's his opinion is it has a little tinge to it, and I'm not gonna say it ain't, because it is. He hates the whole creators program thing. He don't like that Nintendo claims his videos again. But vice versa, if anybody does the same thing to him, he does the same thing. So I don't understand the hypocrisy in that at all. That kills me. But some of the stuff that but what I did is I went to Horizon Zero Dawn, and you know what, I got to play the game a little bit too. I did get to play Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a really good game. I had the there's things that this game does that's really fun in the regard of, it's kind of like, in what I played, it was like, I can't say it's a Breath of the Wild because they have to do the comparison. It's not like Breath of the Wild to me. It's a different game in all. It's still an open world game. It's still action adventure. You're having fun. You understand what's going on. The vibe, the environment is very how should I say? The environment is very colorful. And the landscape is beautiful. I'm not gonna deny it. It does look good. Shout outs to Guerrilla Games for doing a really good looking game. And the gameplay is there when everything's working perfectly. It works perfectly, and then it also has this little slowdown. I experienced more when I was playing it on that than when I played on the Wii U with Breath of the Wild. I've now experienced one slowdown with Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. So to just be honest, but it is something, like I said, but I can't compare the both of them in the same of what they're doing, because they're not the same. They are adventure and action. To me, that's as far as it goes. To me, I'm not saying everybody might think differently, but to me, that's as far as it goes. Because while you could stay quiet in Breath of the Wild with potions, or with the way you're crawling for the whole game, only certain things you can walk with. The grass that has the colors, whatever, is the way you can't be seen. Now, again, I didn't play the game fully, so again, this is just me with my first impressions off of the game. And like I said, I had fun. It's a good game. I'm not knocking it down. I think people should pick it up for the PlayStation for sure. I'm just saying that when people are saying comparing and whatever, is some comparison as in a little bit, but it's some not. It's it. The comparison is that it stands on its own. It's its own thing, which is good. That's what I'm talking about. It's its own thing, and it's good. But I would not compare it to Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild is its own thing as well, and that's why I would say that. Because again, like if I'm in Breath of the Wild, I could stay down and be in grass and shrubs and water and anything, and just move quietly, and nobody really noticed me to a degree, unless they look towards my way and I stand out, depending on what uniform or what costume I'm wearing. That's happened. But in breath in Horizon Zero Dawn, you're walking. If you ain't in those grass where they have the red on it, it's like if you're in trees and you stoop down stuff, they still see you. And again, that's just from what I played. I gotta play more of the game to enjoy it like that. So that's one, two. The whole it's kind of like a half, just like Breath of the Wild. I don't. The Shigeru said, "Hey, Breath of the Wild is not really a full open game. It's their own version of an open game, but he don't call it open world game." Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn because it's like having Batman there because you have the vision to find the spot where you hit the dinosaur or the well, and it's not all dinosaurs. Basically, like you got mooses and stuff like that. Also, like you have those weapons to hit with. You got to find that weak spot. So you have that. Now, Breath of the Wild has the same thing too, in the regard like if you fight in the Equinox, you know you go for the eyes. You go for the eyes. If you fight in see. Some monsters, you know that you know they got a weak spot. You have to go through that. For what I scan, what I scanned when I was playing the game, it's more scannable, and it's kind of like a Batman, like Arkham City thing. Like you go in the Batman Night detective mode to find these things, and then find the weeks and you shoot it right there. While Breath of the Wild doesn't do that. They still have the weak spots, but again, I explained before. Like one time I was fighting the Equinox in the dark. What do you call that place? The dark forest, whatever. The dark forest right now, where you gotta light the torches, the bird torches, and you gotta find it until you find the Equinox. I was like, okay, and I'm fighting the thing. He woke up, of course. I'm fighting the thing. He took a tree, and I didn't had I had like 3 arrows, and I was getting my butt like really handed to me. I was getting my butt really handed to me in the words of I got 3 hours, and I said, okay, I'm gonna use the bombs. I dropped the bombs, and I just exploded and just run around, drop the bombs, run around, drop the bombs. I said, this is taking too damn long. Now, at the beginning of the game, I shot one of the 3 hours I had, and I saw that it went to his feet and he got whatever. So I said, I wonder what this will work. So the weak spot for him is in his eyes. But in that forest thing, he took a tree, he broke a tree off, and he block his eyes when you start to do you're aiming for the eye. So you got to drop the bomb. You got to be quick. Now I gotta say that at that point in the game, I wasn't quick to drop the bomb and draw and get the eye. I could do it now, but not then. So what happened was I came with an idea. I'm like, I got regular arrows. I got two left. I ran around to a bird one of the bird torches, fired an arrow through the bird torch, which caught on fire. He had the tree up unblocked. It hit the tree. The tree, of course, caught on fire. He caught on fire and he died. Like the way the physics work in this game in Breath of the Wild is amazing. I can't deny that at all. You have so many ways to kill your enemies. It's up to your imagination of how you want to kill people. You could take a sword, throw the sword. If it's a lightning storm, let it hit. Like you get like you get the noise where zzz, 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 and then whatever you take that, you take the magnesis, throw the sword out, throw the sword close to I've done it before, like throw it to a mocablin or whatever, and let the lightning come, bam. They instant kill. Or I've done it when there's a barrel right beside an explosive barrel and put it like the halibut and put it there and explode it. Like the way you could destroy your enemies in that game is in Breath of the Wild is crazy. And right now, like I said, unlike other people, like I said, my sister played the game. She beat the story and everything. She got 90% when she beat the game. Me, I'm playing the game more methodical, differently. Even though I know the end of the game is, I have only one upgrade for the heart, one upgrade for the stamina, and I am going all around the map. I got one more to go, but I'm going all around the map, unlocking the maps itself. I got one more to go. I think in Tarabalit, Tabarit, Tabarit, whatever. Just before Hebron, just below Hebron Mountain, but you got the freaking wizards jumping around, the five wizards, pains in the ass. But that's the only thing I have. I've unlocked everything. I have climbed a lot of mountains. I have not done really anything super story except for get all the costumes that I need for when I really go get the story. I basically get the story. I basically just gotta switch into the costumes. That's what I'm in doing. So last night I got the Gorons the what I think is the fire helm from the Goron people, so I can have that. I already got the snow trail from the Rutos, got that, and of course I got the disguise to go and to basically the thing to go into the Garuda Desert. Got all that stuff. So, but I still have not done any main story. Just having fun, exploring, being this. I've done so much side quests by unlocking stuff that I didn't know about. But I got a lot of side quests, and I got a lot. So I right now have about 30 spirit orbs and freaking 30 spirit orbs and about 40 Korak seeds. So it's like I have not upgraded. I have them, but I have not upgraded because it's like basically I'm making my own hard mode in the game and doing it this way. And I have taken down many. Like once I got when I did the whole blue thing to light the fire to get the ancient weapons from Robbie, like I have enough stuff to make so much stuff because I've gone and fought the guardians and deflect them off. And again, the way I beat the guardians, except for the sky ones, is basically by getting my parry tack down with the shield down pack so I don't lose lives or whatever. Done that. Doom. So, but again, Horizon, to go back to Horizon Zero Dawn, because the reason you can see I just came off of that because I played more Zelda and I'm hoping I might play maybe an hour, 2 hours tonight, maybe not. I might go back to Cold Steel, but I play more Zelda than Horizon Zero Dawn. But I had fun playing with Horizon Zero Dawn, so it's not a bad game. It should be something that, again, if you have an exclusive, you should go pick up the. When I go get my PlayStation 4 later on, I'm gonna pick that. I'm gonna rebuy it. I ain't gonna rebuy it because I never rebought that. My mistake. I'm gonna buy that game. And again, it's the same thing. It should be for the PlayStation. If anybody who wants to buy a Wii U, this is again. If you do the same thing for Wii U or Xbox, whatever, when it cycles game to the end, yeah, go ahead and just get it. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to get it right there and then. If you want to do certain things, go right ahead. So let me see before I go on further down. Let's see. Didn't need people to tell me that Breath of the Wild is going to be Game of the Year. Oh yeah, people's opinions. People are saying that Scalebound could have been Microsoft's answer to Zelda and Horizon. Uh, here's the thing. Here's the uniqueness. I would say this true up cherry goblin that you just asked that. Let me see. I think Game Idea says Scalebound would have been akin to Devil May Cry than Breath of the World. I agree with that. A lot of Xbox guys were making assumptions. Let me see what you said about it before I keep on going. Game, before it canceled, a lot of Xbox guys said that Scalebound would have been bigger world than ZW Chronicle X. Answer is no. The AI would have been smaller than the Breath of the Wild. Answer is still no. I've been playing Breath of the Wild for 80 hours and still 3 hearts. I don't know how to get extra hearts cries. You know how to get extra hearts by now, man. Like I said, I have four and you have three. I died like 1,000 times. I mean, yeah, there you go. That's the own plane. But here's the thing: I have the uniqueness of playing Scalebound because I played it and I enjoyed playing it too when I was at Platinum Games in 2015. I played the game. Is it bigger than Xenoblade Chronicles? Talking to the devs, it was never even going to be like that. It would be more smaller, compact. You have bigger arenas where you're going to do the fight, like the one that they showed you with the fight in the scorpion spider thing in the water, in the ghoul, whatever that murky water, whatever. But no, it has a good place because you have to spread the wings of the dragons in a way, just like how Xenoblade uses the mechs to traverse some of the land. But no, it was not bigger than it's not bigger than that, and it's not bigger. It was not going to be bigger than Xenoblade Chronicles, and AI was tough, but smarter than the Zelda one. In fact, like I said, since I have the unique process of playing the games, no, it wasn't. Zelda Breath of the Wild AI has surpassed me in how this game does what it does, and I mean, I'm going to do a podcast about this from a gamer's point, from a gamer's developer's point, not from a gamer's because everybody has different opinions in front. Zelda Breath of the Wild, from the developer's point, is something that is amazing, and I want to talk about that like in an in-depth podcast by itself. But yeah, it's not the same. So just answering that question right there that saw it there. Sorry about that. Let me see. And also, it wasn't because of Xbox Power they couldn't do the scale bound. It's because Platinum Games and Microsoft and the people who Microsoft had in Microsoft Studio to do the game, they bump heads too much, and it just didn't work out. And basically, on the Microsoft side, if I have to be honest, I'm talking to the people, but let's just say they didn't work out. That's the best way to do it. It was not a priority because people's too much chefs in the pot, and even though the main chef was trying to do something, Microsoft held him back many times. So it was not that because the game was good. I played it. I enjoyed it again too, and I was waiting for that game to come out because it was supposed to be going for PC just as well as Xbox One. I was going to pick it up for PC, and it's sad that that happened. Very sad. I only done 5 shrines. Well, you need to do more shrines than that, Psychic Cooper. A lot of people will be disappointed placing a huge expectation on this Scorpio. Kind of, you're right. Nice. File size have been bigger though. Apparently, there are two bosses. Apparently, you can get two boss to fight in with a while. The AI is godlike. Oh man, Scorpio would be the next generation. Is it the X Bone model? Okay, y'all get into them jokes now. But I think it could be counted in the next generation at this point. And well, the ninth generation is already started. Nintendo kicked off the ninth generation with that, not because of whole power crap, but it is what it is. So getting back into what I was talking about YouTube and how that thing is. So looking at this, going back, and I'm sorry that like I said, my tangent is not there because I had issues with the internet a couple while, so my focus is not there. So you basically listening to me ramble, and I apologize for that. But at least let me get some points out. So with like I said, with Angry Joe, what it is, like I said, I like the review. I even gave it a thumbs up. I said I like the review. Give it a thumbs up. I said, all right. I wish you could. I put a comment saying, I wish you could just do this, take the hit, bring more people in. That's a smart business move. I would do that, and most businessmen would do the same thing too. Technically, a lot of business people do the same thing, but you don't have to be entirely in that regard. Jim Sterling, of course, he had the whole pirate thing. He is outstanding against Nintendo because of this content thing. And again, I've said it before, when his stuff is doing that stuff, he gets the same way too. So it's ridiculous how people go over that. But he was talking about he gave Horizon Zero Dawn 9.5 a superb, and then he gave Breath of the Wild 7 a good. Now he gave that's just before Border. It is a good game. Again, that's his opinion. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I'm pointing out some things in his hypocrisy a little bit. How he didn't like the towers because it's like Ubisoft, whatever. But he liked the towers, which is the basically kind of like draft like things in Horizon Zero Dawn to unlock it. Like you had to go up and unlock the climate. You had to do it because he said, "Oh, it's like a puzzle." I'm like, have you played the full extent of Breath of the Wild? Every tower, you don't access every tower the same. Every tower is its own puzzle. Every single one. It has enemies that you got to do something about. You have that the primordial ooze that's around it that you got to do certain things. Like again, one of my biggest I explained out. One person used the jump system with the you call it with the paraglider and jump up there and got it, and he got it perfectly. Another person, like I said, I asked my boy Double A how he got up there. He used the stamina and he had a lot of food to get a stamina to walk around. Me, I thought I could have flown up there, but it didn't happen. But looking in the ooze, I found me a metal door, and I pulled the metal door up with a magnet and walked across into the tower. So it is many ways to get to things. So it's his own puzzle. So it's the same thing, but he don't claim that. He hates the weapon derogation. Understandable about that. I've talked about that too, and that's might be another podcast too. What can the Zelda, what can the Breath of the Wild can do to the future? I talked to a couple people about this. Maybe game idea you want to jump in on this one because it was ideas we were talking about what to do with the Breath of the Wild world for the next Zelda game. Um, but it was yeah, like he had the weapon decoration and stuff. And I understand the gripes with that, but then with Dark Souls, he didn't have the he that's a problem. It wasn't too much a problem for that game, and he still gave it a high score. So, hey, everybody, like I said, the opinions is opinions. Okay, it is what it is. Him and other people brought down the point by one. I don't care. It is this game is phenomenal. I said it before. I have played games where it was a three, and it was fun as hell without no bugs, no glitches. Codename Steam was a Polygon gave it a three. GameStop gave it a well, I think it was a 4 or 5. I didn't care. I enjoyed that game as hell. That was mad fun. So I don't get wrapped up into people's thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do a podcast about it because I talked about what I don't want. I don't want Nintendo to lose this world. I want them to. I want to lose this. I want them to use this world. But I talked about this with Mr. Red Fox, Double A, the Good Shepherd, like SK Massive, like other people, and say, and basically they all in contact the way I have the idea for it, that it could work for the old people who like these tropes in a way to get to use it in a system in a certain way, and then the other way, and it could satisfy a lot of people. So I'll put that to the side for when I have it. I don't know any story that I haven't heard from people I usually frequent. So not really spoiled. Gotcha. So yeah, I'll hold that for his own podcast. That Zelda, what Zelda's future in the next game doesn't mean anything that has to do it, but it goes to that regard. So it goes in that regard right there. How in that regard. Now this is something where this is where it gets crazy now with the YouTube community. And I was talking about. So I went there and said that even people enjoy. Like I said, I listen to everybody still listen to Rich, still listen. I don't sub to these guys when if they just this controversial or whatever. I just go back once in a while. I ain't gonna lie. I sometimes go back and listen to OJ once in a while to hear what he says. The last time I listened to him, he caused me to lose brain cells, but I didn't make a video about it because it was just he's being who he is. It's just like whatever in that regard. Put some good points, whatever. Hell, I even listened to Robbie review one of his videos, and he was. I was like, oh, this is pretty good, and then he said something that made me think, like, wait, why you brought that up? That was irrelevant. That ain't had to do nothing with the topic. Why? And because he's trying to keep on a topic based. Unlike me, I'm going all over the place. I can understand if he was doing that, but anyway, like it's weird that in this YouTube community, I've seen it's sad. I've seen people buy people ragging on others. See, one thing I'll say this. I'll be honest with anybody. I've never told nobody not to buy a system or buy a Nintendo system. It's up to you. Do what you gotta do. Have I ragged on a console? Yes, one. And that will be the PlayStation 4 Pro from the developer side and from what people's been arguing and the problems with it. Even Sony sometimes acknowledge it. Again, I go with what Sony acknowledged too. That is a problem. That's that's why I say don't buy the Pro. Buy yourself an Xbox. Buy yourself a PlayStation Slim, which is what I'm again. Or if I can find me an old version of the original PlayStation 4, I have no problem with that. Just to play the games. To play the games is what it is. So the what's going on with this is like I see people ragging on other consoles, but then later on go buy said consoles. You rag on it, say it make no sense. You shouldn't buy. Even when you're doing the reviews of it, you're like, I wouldn't buy this game. I'm gonna call out people. Sorry, Terrell. I'm sorry. You ragged on it and you went to go buy it, and you bought the Pro too. Why? And there's certain things where one person bought it, everybody buys. So just because one person buy, everybody should buy the same thing, even though all y'all ragging on it. That's kind of weird. And then you have other people who remember ragged on it, saw that console, saw the Wii U. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna push your foot around in this podcast. Saw the Wii U, bought that console, bought the PlayStation 4 that they've ragged on all the time. Saw the PlayStation Show, bought back the Wii U. Why? Why? And it's not that one person or two. It was like 5 people I've seen this. I'm like, why? What is this thing that y'all do? Why do that? Why go through all that pain? Hell, yeah, people who said at the beginning, and that's why I'm still saying this to this day. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I'm happy that Splatoon has is an online centric game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm happy that it has a single player, and I've played that single player 4 times, 3 times with 2 times by itself, like just to have the fun with it, and 2 with the challenges with the amiibos. Oh, sorry about that. With the amiibos, I played it. I enjoyed it. But if internet goes out, like I'm having issues with my stuff, I don't want to be looking at my console for no reason. I'm sorry, I'm not. So I remember a lot of people who said, I'm not gonna buy online always online game. Most people from Reboot Gaming was one of those people saying that. And I've seen other people, Shoki or all that stuff like sending their videos. I'm not gonna buy always online game. DRM is bad. We don't want that Xbox. Boo when I forgot what the guy who said it said that that you should buy a play where we have a console for you. That can't see that because my mind is not there because of throwing off. I know Game Idea guy. You know who the guy is. Damn it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, and it's gonna give me a mental block right now. But when he said that if you don't have internet, just get a 360, and everybody basically shit the bed when he said it, and people is like, oh wow, yeah, and then they got DRMs and stuff like that. And when I did a video about people talking about the Switch's problems and everything else, and you go back to the video, and the structure did a report in 2016, still saying that Microsoft still have the power to shut you to shut the console off with no apparent reason with the DRMs. I ain't no Xbox guys talk about that or say anything about that. No, and I hope that they call about all that stuff like that. But again, all those guys said they don't want to have always online game, but they play always online game. One of the reasons I don't like, one of the reasons I'm not playing, like I said, I play the beta, and I think watch oh, dang it, Overwatch is a good video game. I think it is. The thing for me is that you have all that story right there, even with the anime, whatever that you have, and you can make yourself a badass single player, but you don't. And again, that's my cup of tea, so that's why I'm saying that in that regard. So, but he's always online. I can't buy it because again, what? Oh, I came home. I want to play some Overwatch right now, and then for the last 3 hours, I didn't have internet. Like, damn, what the frick would I be doing? That's why I am not buying always online centric games. No, if you need always online to be capable, then it's not in my collection because again, nothing is for the future. We don't know what's going on, and I'm like I said, I'm not doing that right now. Hopefully, like in my city, they're doing Google Fiber. We're one of the selective count. How do I say counties? Because it's Research Triangle, which is the Triangle area in North Carolina, which is a bunch of cities together: Raleigh, Cary, Wake Forest, Durham, Apex. Yes, Apex, Chapel Hill, like all those cities together. So we're one of the lists. Of course, Charlotte and their area have it, but we're the one select few places that have that Google Fiber is going to be put in. So hopefully, I get to notice that happens because I'll switch from Time Warner to that because this is ridiculous what I'm going through. But online gaming, but the thing is that you got people buying console because people in their group bought a console, even though they all ragged on a console. I'm sorry, I just gotta be what it is. There's also people who ragged on the console, buy it, then send it back, knowing that it was not what a cup of tea was, but they did it just because they want views on YouTube. Y'all, that's desperate. I can't do that. That's ridiculous to me. You get who I am, and it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you and butt up anything to you, whatever. Just can't do that. Another thing we have is people, like I said, a lot of people playing games. Now going to this now, we have the and then he goes to where people like I said now, love Music T, love his content. I'm happy that he found a way to bring his stick back together with the puppet. Because I basically saw because of the whole when he had the doll, and I used to love that. And then he got a point where he had a transition. Everybody goes to that, so you don't be thing. So love me to T love, like I said, watch him, Terminator, Juice Terrell, all those guys. Like I said, I watched those guys out. Now, Blizzard Entertainment is known for making single player stories in the game. That's my issue with Overwatch. Hey, same thing here, Terrell 83. Um, So I'll shout out to this. I wanted to do the research on this and I didn't. So I'm not. I'll be surprised. Shout out to Miss K. She's one of the coolest people gamers I've met who got all the consoles and just play games. She lost her channel. According to I know she lost the channel because I was sub to it, and she lost the channel. Now she called her channel Miss K. It was Gary. It was Gary 20. It was Gary Indy 219, and I was like, I see no videos from that. I'm seeing other things. So if you guys, she got a channel called Miss K now. Y'all go find it, check it out. I'll make and so we sub to her if you are sub to her. She's a cool gamer. She plays all kind of. She have all the consoles, play all the games. That's what she talks about, and I'm cool with that. I really am, and I'm happy that she found a way to do it. Now, I don't. I wanted to know how fully she lost the channel. I don't know, but they were saying the whole copyright strike thing and everything else like that. So again, so but that's hearsay. It goes for other people. That's not me checking it out because I wanted to check it out, but I had too much stuff going on today to really do that. But in that regard, though, in that regard, I have to say when I saw the music, they put up a video about the whole Nintendo is stupid and all this stuff. This is basically where most of this stuff kicks in the most. With the Nintendo program that always kill me. There's no data to back up majority of what a lot of people say about their data, and I'll put it like that. I have data to resend what they're saying, but they cannot provide that data because they don't have no tangible data to prove about that. So with that saying, like, okay, they always like, man, Nintendo's stupid because they could play their games. They could play their games. They'll be playing their games and share it on YouTube, and people are gonna go buy them. Okay, their games, PewDiePie. Let me see. I was surprised Sumiski got her channel shut down. She also had a VidMe channel too. Mm, okay. Now, like I said, if they have, so okay, so going back into my topic, like I was saying again, and I am not above anybody right in this regard. Like I said, anybody think I'm not slamming nobody, but I got my big boy pants on. I have no problem doing one on one on my channel or your channel talking about issues. If I brought your name into this, and we talk about it, because again, it's what you present, and I see what I see, and again, I have different interpretations, and we could talk past each other. Me and Grim Crutch, when we did had a one on one, that's what it was. We were talking past each other until we had a one on one and we talked about stuff. So it can happen, granted, So, but everybody's, he was saying that the people, there's no data people saying this stuff. Okay, PewDiePie, one of the biggest YouTuber on the channel, gaming channel, he has many games that he played, third party and everything that he plays. They don't, and he has 54 million subs, which of course he pulled that dumbass trick that people fall for. Oh, 50, I'm gonna delete my channel. Well, he has a 54 million subs. He didn't delete this channel. Channel's still there. But oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. But I'll say this, the PewDiePie. But there's video games that PewDiePie plays, the third parties. Now, does he help the indies? Yes, I am not going to deny that. You could see a growth with him playing stuff that gets on the indies. But the third party games, most games are well established with its 54 subs. PewDiePie have not. You can't give me a quantitative number that PewDiePie pushed it. Technically speaking, you could push that he's played it and he didn't help Jack Squad out. And he's the biggest YouTuber. Even the second YouTuber game who does didn't do the same thing. It don't move nothing that people talk about. And I'll tell you about a story, and I'm gonna do a video about this. Cause I have the video of this, and you when you hear it and see it, you laugh your ass off. I'm gonna put it in the next in the pictures into the game of, behind the scenes because people talk that bullshit. But I'll get to the story in a second. But my point is like you don't have no quantitative that you're sharing whatever. Now, Andre is on the podcast right now. I'll tell you like this. Psychic Cooper, I'm Liger. I'm Liger, one half of Enduro. That's what it is. But anyway, Andre knows about this. Like I watched. He does a video play about street range, and the fan made street range. Looks cool. Looks awesome. And I am a big street range fan. Maybe not as big as Andre. I could be. Andre could be. He's more fanatic than me in that regard. Could be, but I've not gone out and downloaded that if I wanted to. I know there's ways to get that. The same thing to go with one of my favorite franchises, which is the remake of MR2. That's what Mr. T put in that video. I'm a big Metroid fan. I played again, except for the last one that came for Richard Force. I'm not 100% in that, but every other game I have 100% it and played to a full extent, and I got every one of those games physical. Metroid is my best. Is the franchise the biggest? It's my favorite franchise in gaming of all time. I got all the games, and I love Metroid Other M. So sorry for all the for the kind of purist people up there who say that. I love Metroid Other M for what it is. Um, but there's no quantitative that you have to say that that game will sell more because like I said, Andre, he does that. I don't. I went to download and play that game that he has that he showed on his Let's Play. It was pretty cool. It was awesome. The next person I watch is Some Call Me Johnny. He plays some games that pretty cool and awesome. And I like his the way he reviews it. Basically, he's like he versus the game and he talks about it. I still haven't gone out to go buy it. Now, I'm taking me as an example, but that's basically anecdotal evidence. I could take a sister, a couple people I know, and whatever. But that has not made me go play play the games I see other people play or have to want to talk about it. I always do multiple views of certain games before I go buy something. That's the way I do things. That's the way I do things differently. Now, I'll give you an example right here. My brother, who's older than me, of course, he's basically climbing up to his 50s. He's a PC gamer. Okay, just like I said at the beginning, he taught me how to build PCs and everything. Taught me everything I need to know about PCs. Helped me out. He's a techie guy. I was talking about Breath of the Wild. Word of mouth. Does word of mouth sells? Yes, that is the you can't tell how much it sells, but it is a percentage of helping it sell. So I said, man, this. He said what he was talking to me. We are going through some family, well, not family issues. What basically my grandmother on our side is basically maybe I'm a bigger Street of Rage fan. Maybe, yeah, you could be. Andre. I mean, I played the game. I have the game on 3DS and I have the game on a Wii U. Like I just love those games. And I still have the Genesis cartridge in my with my Genesis. But I'm saying like we were talking. We reconnected. We talked. We never had no problem. Me and my brothers have always been cool, but we never had no problem. But we just talk because he's a family and I got stuff to do. So he has. Like I said, we were talking about stuff, video games, whatever. And I was saying, he said, "What's?" I said, "Cause you were hanging in the background when I'm playing." He said, "What are you playing?" Because I was playing because when I play Breath of the Wild, I play it with the surround sound. I don't. Sometimes with the TV, if I'm not going to be talking to people, but I play with the surround sound unless you call me off guard. So I can't just turn the TV down. I got to turn the surround sound down. But anyway, and I was like, he was like, "What's that in the background?" I said, "Oh man, I'm playing this new Zelda game thing." He's like, "Oh man, yeah, you're playing this new Zelda game?" He said, "Yeah." I said again, I said, man, it's something awesome, whatever. Now he has played over 750 hours of Skyrim. So I'm just giving you kind of like a credentialities for this guy, how he is. So he played a game, he's whatever, but again, everybody's different. Just point that out again. But he played the game. So he's talking about what you plan. I said, I'm doing this and doing that. The AI is great, just like I talked at the beginning. It was this and it was that. I was like, man, everything is pretty damn cool. Now I told him, they got their console, you got a Switch, and I explained what the Switch is because he really doesn't keep up like on YouTube, of course, and this stuff. He didn't know I got a YouTube channel, so hell. So he was like this and that or whatever, and then he got this. So I told him what the Switch is, whatever. And I remember he didn't bought the game at launch and none of that stuff, but he got lucky. Um, he went out and bought Breath of the Wild and a Switch because I told him that he's a portable, you can move around. Because he's basically works at night sometimes doing tech work and stuff. He bought his he bought his first console The last time he bought a console, it was the Nintendo 64, 1996. He bought his first console in 20 years, and he is loving Breath of the Wild. I mean, it was 2 nights ago. He called. He texted me and tell me what do I do this and what how I do that. Like he's telling me how to do certain thing. He asked me how to do this in the game, and I'm like, dude, it's freaking 10 o'clock at night. I mean, oh, no, yeah, it was 10 and 11 o'clock, and I had to text him back where to do this and that. So it's that's the part that killed me. It's like he bought a console because of that, which is pretty damn cool. I give him that. So, but again, he didn't want. Like I said, I sent him links of multiple videos that he did his own thing, and he goes at it. It was like reviews. It wasn't like let's plays or whatever, because he also got the same problem I hate about let's plays. But there's no. My point still is there's no quantitative number these people could say that says that just sharing your game on 3,000 subs, 2,000 subs, 5,000 subs, even again 54 million, like they just point out, can make the game sell or not. Remember, 54 million. If PewDiePie got all 54 million subs to buy a game, it will be the again it will surpass one of the records, of course, and it'll be one of the games to put in the record books of a game that sold 55 million out there off of that thing, but it has not sold in is itself. It has not. Hell, again, Mario Kart is at 37. Mario Kart Wii is 37 million. Like, and they have, of course, Wii Sports, where half of it was, oh, sorry, half of it's pack in, half is not up at 80 million. But again, I won't count that because it was half pack in or whatever. But it's just, yeah, it's just you have that's my point of debunking what that says. And they made the game. They made the game. The MR2. Now I'll say this right here. I have not played the game. I don't. For me, it feels like, and I know people out there do it and do it, and that's good for them. I'm not bashing you guys for doing it. You do that. I don't like the designs for the Metroid. Those things are not the best. I don't like them. And even the Zeta one. Whoa, what the hell they did with that one? Ugh. But I'll wait. Me out of anybody, I want a 2D Metroid. Here's what I'm gonna say to that in that respects when Mr. T did his video and other people have done these video about this. Everybody said they love it. Everybody said they love it. Everybody's still gonna do it. Everybody could say that. But when the mat hits the road, the rubber meets the road, the pavement, people don't do it. They talk bullshit. Everybody talked about Star Fox. What happened? Everybody talked about shit, what the other game is. I mean, the reason I say Metroid 2 is this: Metroid Prime sold very well, but Prime 2, Prime 3, and the game's got more technical, more better visuals, doing certain things, and it dropped in sales, in initial sales. It dropped. Every game after that, it dropped. So y'all talk that talk, but y'all don't back it up. And then y'all pick the game up later on and say, "Oh man, this was the greatest game, whatever." Which is nothing against y'all doing that, because right now Grim Kabachi is doing that on his channel, talking about 64 games and stuff like that. Nothing's wrong with that, but don't come on and say you're the fan and don't swinging around a big Richard like you are who you are, and it's like that, man. Come on, don't do that, man. And again, there are a lot of gamers who talk that talk but don't back it up. They don't. Hell, I just proved it again with the console thing. They bashed one console, said don't buy it, then you pick it up. You pick up said console, you just said don't buy it. That's ridiculous. So a lot of people don't talk that talk. So he don't have, I'm sorry, but you have no quantitative to say that that's gonna happen, that thing gonna sell. And again, I want a 2D Metroid. I don't want an X Prime, but mostly that's what we're gonna get with the Switch, if anything. And the person that has a contract way forward, I still have not heard anything from the way forward that they're gonna still do something. But yeah, I'm sorry. I am 100% sorry. No, we don't have no quantitative power to think that just because they said all that bull crap, they're gonna do it. It's free. They ain't paying the guys, so that's why a lot of people's buying it and download it when it's free. Hell yeah, but when you gotta pay for something, people talk that shit differently, man. So let's not get crazy with that with the analogy. That one right there was not wrong with that. Again, I have no problem with T or anybody else. I will have no problem. They don't want to explain their points, whatever. Because we even when we had to talk about how power is this and whatever. Look what Zelda Breath of the Wild showed a lot of gamers out there, even third party developers. Again, I talked about it in the last part with Ken Levine for Bioshock, Shock and all that stuff. Like these guys were surprised. There's no major glitches. Again, I'm not saying there ain't glitches in Zelda Breath of the Wild, but again, I quote what the guy said. He asked all the other developers on that podcast, "You guys found a glitch? Come on, it gotta be one glitch. It gotta be some. Come on, I jumped to the floor or something. Links looks weird." No, they all of them said no. Now again, it could be one in there. I'm not because there's no perfect games. That's my point. There's no perfect games. But I'm like, wow, like they're talking about it like that in that regard. And it's not a power issue. Zelda Breath of the Wild is running on the Wii U way better than the Switch. One, two. I'm gonna do a video about this, so I'm showing my hand right here. I mean, Zelda's Skyward Sword was a send off for the Wii. Okay, golf clap, not bad. Then see, one can only dream, Liger, of the 2D Metroid by Way Forward. Well, they have the contract for it, 1283. They have the contract to do a Metroid, 2D Metroid. That's why I say it's weird that I've not heard nothing from it in a while. They had a contract to do for the last 3 years now, so it's up to Way Forward to do something on Nintendo. I do not know who holds the ball in that regard. But keep on going saying this um yeah dang it, lost my train of thought in that regard. The game, like, crap, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, well, okay, I'll just jump in. Like, there's like I said, I would have no problem doing a one on one with people to talk issues and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Power, yeah, it was talking about how power and power, like the Zelda Breath of the Wild does not use the max power, has not maxed out the power of the Wii U. And also, this is me talking. The reason I'm saying that because I talked to the designers of the game and the people who saw the dev kit and stuff. It has maxed out the allocation. Look, the allocation of memory is what makes you can to make the great do many great things. Again, I've said it before. I've looked. I have. I'll tell anybody who played Breath of the Wild. If you not beat most of the bosses, whatever, go to the wasteland. Go to the wasteland. Go to that wasteland tower. Look down. You will see the camel walking in a sandstorm. Then turn all the way because that's the most opposite way from Death Mountain as you could get to see Death Mountain. Turn to Death Mountain with the Sheikah Slate. Look back at that and see if you cannot see the salamander walking on Death Mountain that far away. It's the memory, the whole lot, the whole map uploads automatic uploads the slowest downloading of the game is when you travel because you're downloading the whole map. But you can walk through any building without no loading. You could go anywhere with no loading. They have weather effects, wind effects, all these effects, and again the draw distance, all this stuff is in that high game. This thing does stuff that even games on PC don't do. It's all in how Nintendo coded the game, and of course put over 100 hours of QA, which a lot of other game developers could do that. And Master Effect, EA, call it you guys. Quality control, quality control. Over 100 hours of QA, and every developer took the game with them everywhere just to make sure that the game was whatever they had it on the home, whatever. And again, the Wii U went out with a bang. as having, and I said the Wii U. People gonna say, well, no, it was the Breath of the Wild for the Switch. No, Breath of the Wild has the most had the more problems than the Switch because Breath of the Wild was a port. The Wii U version was done in 2015, and I counted that because you could go back to my videos again when I went to Nintendo and everything was going good. But then they showed it off, and people got to answer some stupid shit, and they whatever. And then of course they put a year of putting the game put a year into putting the game into massive into to the Switch. That game was made for the Wii U. The Wii U went out might be the lowest selling console for Nintendo other than the Virtual Boy, even though they made more money than the GameCube, potentially because of software. But people don't understand when they talk about how they don't talk about money. But Wii U at the end of your cycle, which you still ain't ending really, but I'll just say this, but for real, you went out with a bang, my friend. You went out with with the second highest rating game of in the last 20 years of all time. Pretty good, man. You walked out with a you walked out of there with a crown, and you told people, you know what, y'all. For people who stuck with me, y'all got it. For people who ain't want to stuck with me and talk to me, man, haters, deuces, whatever it is. Take your broken games, take everything you want, go right ahead. I'm here. We here jamming with it because again, I have Switch and the Switch version and the Wii U version. I'm playing the Wii U version and I'm enjoying it because I've gotten one slowdown now in the game. While my sister has the Switch version, and again, and the Switch version has patches. So the Wii U walked out of the saloon, guns are blazing. Can't argue with that. But also going back to the story I was talking about with the YouTubers thing like this. There's a YouTuber, I think Danny. Damn it, because I had something. He's a pretty big YouTuber. He has over he has over 15 million subs. Gaming YouTuber. Now he see a lot of these YouTubers like to say, "Oh man, I'll run this. I'll take this game. I'll do this. I'll show you how to make your developers making games like that." See, I don't have that cocky attitude like that. Y'all think it's easy. It is not easy to make these games. Point taken again. Mass Effect Andromeda. But it's not easy making these games. It's really not. So I mean, I know for sure when I was coding sound for Need for Speed Carbon and the FIFA World Cup 2006 and FIFA 2005 and Red Steel 2, it took a lot of time to do those coding. So it's not an easy game, easy thing to do. But some of y'all, but a lot of y'all talk a lot of crap on that on YouTube, and y'all get cocky. Well, this person again, he has 50 million subs, and I'll do the video about it. The name will show up in that. Of course, you'll see. He took his 50 million people. He's one of those people who make millions of dollars on YouTube. So he take his money and bought some assets for a game that didn't get Kickstarter didn't get funded, and said, "Hey, I couldn't do. I'm gonna do this, whatever, blah blah blah." Now he bad thing about it. He also voiced the narrative first. Like, well, John is the person that he's the narrator of the game. So like I said, so it's like, yeah, John is a person who James went to talked about. Let's see what happened. Like he was the one that who did it, and it is hilariously bad. And the game is a ripoff of Ukulele, and it really has many glitches. As he talked that talk. He funded this thing. He paid money and paid a lot. He paid millions of dollars to get this thing, whatever. And he also sues people because people get bad reviews. Like this is and think about it. 50 million subs. Not a serious sub. Not I can't say how much people bought the damn game because they thought it was a piece of garbage. So he don't have that. He didn't have that pull as he thought it is. The reality put in his ass like, dude, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know how you got 50 million subs, but hey, there's different people around the world. But none of those 15 million subs bought your shitty game. Well, I ain't gonna say none. I can't because I can't prove that. But shit was a flop. You spent millions of dollars on something, and it basically was a bad investment. Talk that talk. Yeah, can't back it up. Cannot back it up. And again, that's what's gonna kill me in that regard. But people talk at nonsense on gaming. That's what I'm saying. It is on YouTube. I should say. I'm sorry, I said it the wrong way. On YouTube, the things people do for getting views and all that crap. Yeah, whatever. And again, if you don't monetize your, like I said, if I had to, like I said, I have two way. In a way, I do have the ability to motion, to basically capture my gameplay footage. I don't. If I went in through my PC and stuff like that, I could do it to there. But I ain't got the time to go pound a PC, power it on, play. No, I want to play Breath of the Wild, TV, gamepad, gone. I don't got the time for that stuff. And if I play that stuff, I want you to understand that it's fun. I don't. I'm not gonna use my fun to get money from some. It's just to me, I feel that's kind of ugh in a way. It's kind of ugh in a way. It's just really, really not that great. So I don't get it. Don't it don't fascinate me. And last but not least, I'm gonna throw in one more thing right here. I'm gonna throw in one more thing right here, which I'll end the podcast at that. And again, I apologize for it being combobulating because, like I said again, I was just because what I just went through the internet problem, so my mind was not straight focused. Because for an endcast, I do like to keep more focused, but again, real life happens. Capcom and gaming media. Once again, you guys are freaking hilarious. Seriously, you guys are hilarious to me. So let me get this straight, Capcom. And I might do a video about this, but let me get this straight, Capcom and gaming media. Capcom, you said Capcom helped develop the Nintendo Switch. Okay, huh? I didn't know about that, but let's go with what you said. Oh, you heard it from when you from the game, the GDC game in Japan. Oh, all right. Let's go and see what they talked about. No, mostly none of those gamers don't speak freaking Japanese or whatever, but we'll see. Let's go and I have a friend of mine, have my friend Kenji from Nintendo, basically translate for me. Like, huh, okay. So Capcom. So the big thing Capcom did to help develop the Switch, I'm using quotation marks, was suggest to Nintendo to put in an extra gig of RAM. Really? That's what we are using as developing what? So you're telling me you design a whole car, you design a whole car, and I just suggested, hey man, you know what? Put that radio dial there instead of using touchscreen, and I helped develop that car for you. Yeah, okay, okay. That's how we using the word develop nowadays. Boy, you people use the words in so messed up ways. And they didn't. It was it was Monolith and the Zelda team, which Monolith itself was about for Xenoblade 2 and supplemental games that are coming out, saying that we should go up to 4 gigabytes of RAM. So it's like it wasn't you, Capcom, because the funny thing about that is this: uh, you have a game that's coming out. Unlike other people, when I'm saying this now, is this: I don't care that the game is going on PlayStation. I don't care if it's on Xbox. More people enjoy the game, have fun. I don't care. It is all right. But you need to understand. But you do need to understand your audience. And I'm sorry, Capcom, you did a major LBC right there. And I said somebody do the video on that, whatever. You did a major LBC right there. So let's get it straight. Once again, you're gonna take 6 games. You're gonna take 6 games from the NES, The NES made those six games very popular. Six games from NES. Put them together, put a little HD little sprite work on them, a little leaderboard and all that stuff, boss rush. Okay, that's cool. Put them together as a collection. All right, and put it on. You put it on the Xbox One and PlayStation and all that stuff. Okay, but you're not gonna put it on a Nintendo console, huh? Why? And let's even break this down even further. It's less than 1 gig to put all that stuff together. You see, you help develop the Nintendo Switch. Oh, put in an extra gig, Nintendo, but you can't help port a game to put on a Nintendo Switch that's less than a gig or 3DS. You don't even gotta be on the Switch. 3DS, less than a gig. Seriously? And the kicker is, look, I've done it against Xbox. Like I said, I rather give me an all consoles, so that doesn't bother me. It's just that 5 out of the 6 games are platformers. Other than PC and a few indie titles I've seen through Xbox and PlayStation, really, but they don't kick off like that. Platformers are more on Nintendo's consoles. Hmm. Why don't we put why don't why don't we put a platformers on a console that have a lot of platformers? Duh. What the frick were you thinking, man? Capcom. Seriously, 2006, 17, LBC of the year so far is you guys. That's a stupid move. That is a dumb move. Holy crap. What were you guys thinking? And the thing that's even worse than that is the people who did the um the people who developing the game. I think it was DG Games, the developer of the game who did develop the Mega Man collection. Those guys, they say they have no problem because they develop a game to put it in the 3DS again. That's what I said. Even if you put it in the 3DS, they say they have no problem and they want to. You go to their Twitter page and see. They say they have no problem doing it, and they told y'all that they would do it, but they told the people who's asked the question on Twitter, ask Capcom because it's up to them. It's their choice. So the developers have no problem. I don't want to do it, and you don't want to put it on a console that has the platform where people buy platforms. All right, what can I say? That's funny to me. That is funny to me because you guys are whatever. It's funny how that work out. And for people who want to know what I'm saying, like you had DuckTales remastered, right? Kind of same with the Ubisoft and all this. That's why I said you got to make smart decisions. Like it was smart for, I don't say it's smart. I understand why you should have, but again, remember, people ain't buying. Again, for people who picked up Final Fantasy 15 on Xbox One, I hope you guys enjoyed that. What it was. It's of course it sold more on the PlayStation, which of course it would have done. And the same thing with that's why Square Enix dropped for Kingdom Hearts 3 Xbox from it because they just it's a waste of time to port whatever. Sad. I say they should just put on everything PC and everything, but again I don't know. That's If you're gonna do it, put on everything. If you're not, then stick it to PlayStation 4 as an exclusive. That would be better. But but to help people out there in their thinking of that in that regard, and why I'm saying this, let's take a little look at their last let's put things in context right here. Capcom problem financial Capcom problem is financial and talent. They lack both. I hear you, man. Santiago 360 is like, what's crazy is not coming to Switch, but it's going on Xbox One. Really? Like, yeah. And when's the 20? Like, yet people like Rich makes videos saying that it would be thankful for Capcom. Did anyone see that video? Yes, I did. Winston 20, and that's why I said what I'm saying. Like, it's just ridiculous. But let's add a kick it to this. Like I'm saying, like I just saw with the sales with the Final Fantasy 15, blah blah blah, whatever. So you had a game that is remastered and it's a good game. And I bought it. I bought it. Now I'm gonna use my code right here for a second because I have to again because if you're a contractor you get into certain things with and I got this when I went to because I also got to go to when I was in Japan again. The studios I went to was Square Enix Japan, of course, duh, Nintendo, Platinum Games, and Namco Bandai. So so I became a contractor. I got a code, so I'm going to go through their stuff to see things here. So let's see. So let's see. You have DuckTales remastered. DuckTales remastered, and people want to know what the sales are. Let's see. Make sure. All right, I'll access in. Okay. So DuckTales remastered. So let's put it on PC. DuckTales remastered. Put it on PC. Basically 2,500,000, which is not bad for a mini game. Now here's the thing: they made money. Don't get me wrong. DuckTales Remastered made money for Capcom for what they did with Wave 4. Good job, Wave 4. Good job, Capcom. And well, I'm gonna say right there, 250,000. That's physical and digital. I mean, that's these sales are sorry, these sales are physical digital, mostly digital for PC, but these are sales of physical digital. So this is all together. So 250,000. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Went to the IS the App Store. Went to the App Store. Which where a lot of which I could show this because like I said, it shows my name and links, which I can't. The people are laughing because I went to the iOS App Store and people's like bad controls. This should never been. I'm like, it's the list and saying stuff to Capcom. This is Capcom really saying about why it was a bad port, whatever. The IS Store downloaded a lot of time, but of course it was too thing and you couldn't pay for it, so people they didn't really make no money from that. Sad, but true. So you went to IS to that didn't work out. Well, let's go to Xbox 360 when it came out. Oh man, Xbox 360. Okay, Xbox 360, physical and in arcade, whatever, physical and digital. Because they brought out what it's supposed to be. Like I said, this is for all. This the numbers are physical and digital for all. Like I said, but if it's like mostly digital, like PC, whatever it is, the same thing too. They sold 500,000. Not bad. Again, 250,000 for PC is not bad. Again, for a small game like that, and 500,000 for Xbox 360. Well, let's go to PlayStation 3. Okay, all in scrolling down here. PlayStation 3. We have sorry here. PlayStation 3. You have basically 500,000, 567. So let's just round up to 5,700. No, 580,000. Sorry, that would be to round this up. 600,000. Let's round up. Let's be all nice. 600,000. 600,000. I'll round up. It'll be easy because give you the exact numbers and basic exact numbers. But yeah, let's just be let's be general. 600,000. Okay, 600,000. DuckTales Remastered for PlayStation 3. So you see what I'm saying? So you see that it's on all the consoles they make their money. All those are good sales for that game for what it is. So that's good. You make money. Let's go to the Wii U, shall we? And when I looked at the Wii U numbers, I scrolled down. It says right here that the Wii U physical and digital for that game, and I have it I have it digital really, physical and digital for the Wii U. It has 809 800,957. You want you be nice and round up to 900,000. It's almost a million seller. 900,000. Let's just be honest, but 900,000. So the Wii U version has the better sales. Shocking. I'm shocked. Capcom, how you not go back to see the game that you actually wait for it to do and see not see the sales? How about you do the exact same thing for the Mega Man collection? Or wow, are you going to even go to a subsidiary of Wave 4 because it really is Yacht Club Games to see what thing does. The number one seller platform of Shovel Knight is on Nintendo consoles. PC is right behind them. Now I'll give it. I'll be honest. Wii U and 3DS combined outshines PC. PC, but PC out. But you separate them out. PC will be up a little up above the Wii U a little bit. But you go to Way Forward and not Way Forward, Yacht Club Game and check that out because they said it in their tweets. They talked about it like the best seller of that game is on the Nintendo consoles, which is basically two games, and they're gonna be on a Switch now. So Way Forward is no Way Yacht Club Game is basically milking that game. Give me a second. I gotta give me something. I got my bottle of water right here, and it was away from me. Let me get something to drink. Whew. Throat was a little rough right there, boy. Whew. But yeah, I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous in that regard. And if they ain't making money, they have no value in companies. I don't have a problem if they don't not making money, no value in companies. We can say yeah, but this is making money. That was stupid that they what they're doing. And you have evidence they just I just said right there with sales to show that putting that collection will make money on the Switch or 3DS. And the developers have no problem to make the games for the 3DS that I know of, and because they tweeted it out, it's like, what is this? None against you said you can't do it, but come on. That wasn't in reply to Contrarian. Okay, my mistake. But it is weird. Capcom, you basically is ridiculous. That's right now as a business. I can't even say what that was. Just oh my god, that makes no sense. Literally, unlike others who say about the gameplay, whatever, there is actual data to back up that you should put that collection on a Nintendo console, and you're not gonna do it. Oh my god, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. But I want to thank you guys for listening to what I gotta say. Again, sorry that's been rambly. I hopefully will do a impressions of Zelda from a developer's point of view. One and two, I'm gonna do a Zelda with talk about the future like what would a future Zelda would be. Again, unlike other gamers, if Nintendo don't do this, I'm not saying I have to do this, and I really don't care, but I think it would be a good use of the world. It's just doing it and having fun with it in that regard. So again, I want to thank CB, Ye Yao, Terrell 83, Grim Kimpachi, Psychic Cooper, Mint, of course, Santiago 316, Ying Yao, Game Idea Guy, and of course, I think that's about, yeah, Game Idea Guy. I see my boy Free Punch in here. User Chariot Goblin, of course. Thank you guys for joining in. What's going like I said, I hope you guys will check out the other podcasts that's going to go on. But, yep, thank y'all for joining in. I saw a good amount of people watching, even though it was almost um, you know, basically 45 minutes late. But again, internet issues and whatever. So, anybody listening right now, like friends wise, like I said, I'm gonna go play maybe about an hour Breath of the Wild and then do some stuff, so whatever. So I'm gonna share the link if you guys want to do like a off your podcast, after podcast, off your after podcast. Hopefully the internet don't shit the bed while I'm doing that. So I'll send the link out. Basically, hell, I mean, I ain't got nothing to talk about. I could put anybody in the chat right now. So because this is regular stuff. So if you're in the chat right now, you see that right there, and you're listening, you could join. You can be able to join that right there. Other than that, I wish you all the best. The best. Enjoy the games that you're playing. Remember, there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Enjoy the games on every counts, no matter what. Have a good night in gaming, and peace out.